This episode of the Cottrell Cast is sponsored by Coffee Underlined. Great, freshly roasted coffee for low prices. Grab a quick latte for only £1, or take some coffee home for only £4 for 200 grams from the wide range of great tasting coffees. That's Coffee Underlined in Ashton-under-Lyne.
Welcome to the 10th episode. We're now in double figures of the Cottrell Cast. Woo! Another live episode because it went so swimmingly well last week.
It went pretty well, didn't it?
I
I'm
was
quite
very
impressed.
chuffed.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. Apart from the bit at the start where we forgot that we were live and there was that awkward pause where you told me we were and all that mix-up, that seemed pretty darn smooth to me.
Thanks, Gaz.
You're welcome, mate. And I've got here next to me our old friend. He's back, Michael.
Hello.
Yay,
Thank you.
Michael. So Michael was away last week because his brother was here, which was exciting. Where did he come from, Michael?
Philippines.
The Philippines. So
people will automatically think, how is your brother Filipino?
He's not.
He moved over there. How long ago now was it?
22 years. He's still got his
That's
British
mental.
passport,
Right.
but he comes back once a year.
Just as he comes back, Alex goes away.
yeah, Alex has gone away to some foreign country as well, leaving me to do everything. Literally, if you're watching this online now, youtube.com/the Cottrell Cast. For those listening on the podcast, make sure that you join us here on YouTube next week at 8 o'clock. We're live. Basically, this is mental. Last week I thought I was juggling too much, doing all the live stuff and then also this. But now I'm also doing Alex's job. So I'm recording the podcast onto my big iMac here next to me. I've got all the live stuff on another laptop. I'm trying to control all the desk and everything. It's pretty mental. You two just have to sit back and take it easy. It's
I'm
not
the
fair.
on-air talent. That's all I have to do. Turn up and waffle.
It truly isn't fair.
And I'm supervising.
You may well hear
Yeah.
children in the background. We can explain fully. That's because we've had the back door left open purposely because it's so warm. If you're watching this from a different country, then if it's a hot country, our hot days here probably don't compare.
Yeah.
But for us here in Britain, I think we're up to about 20 degrees still.
It's 20 degrees now.
In the
Apparently,
evening.
tomorrow it's going to be about 23 degrees. It's pretty boiling here in Manchester, and especially when you're around all hot lights and computers pumping out like 1 billion degrees, like my iMac, which makes the noise like an aeroplane's about to take off, which is
So
always good.
we have the door open and the back door open as well. So actually the neighbours will probably be able to hear us. So not only last week when it was awkward and the neighbours could see us because they were walking past,
they can
they'll
now hear
also
us.
be able to hear
Well,
us.
actually, I've had to close this one because last week it looked a little bit ridiculous on the podcast. But so Michael's going to be with us for the next 45 minutes. We're just going to have a little bit of a chat. We've got quite a lot to talk about. We have Gareth's little mistake on live radio this morning. We're going to be talking a little bit about that.
Every morning's a mistake when I'm on the radio.
Well, that is true. It's a mistake that you're even on it in the first place.
And he's worn pants this week.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
where are you going with that?
And also, of course, I'm not trying to get on any skinny jeans either. We're going to be talking about my Mac because last week it went for repair. Yesterday it came back.
Which meant that it's the return of the Mac.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Exactly. And it still broke, which is great. So it went away for a week and it's come back and it's still broken. So
We've
Good
got
repair
problems.
job then.
Well, I would also like to talk about a few things involving Michael because we found out during the setup of this podcast we each have our own roles. Now, how much importance is given to individual people rests on how much quality they know about the task that they have to do.
basically, whoever knows the most about something is going to do that.
Yes. So my
Nice
job
one, Gareth.
is to set up the microphone arms and to set up the cables.
Big job.
Michael's is to tighten up the nut that holds the microphone stand on there, and also he's got his instructions not to wiggle around too much because
'cause he's got the dodgy
cable's a
cable.
bit dodgy. And Fraser's is to basically Put us on air.
Yeah, to basically do everything else. And of course, Alex does all the recording and he runs all the desks, which, to be honest, now that I've done it, I don't think we need him. But, doesn't matter.
Oh, we do need Alex.
Well, yeah, to be fair.
He's the glamour.
Yeah, he is. Especially after last week. Flaming Out, everyone was loving him. Remember, if you are watching now, you can get in touch on... Facebook.com/the Cottrell cast. That's our page. We get all messages and all posts that you post on there. So if you do want to get in contact with us during the show, then you can do. Of course, if you're signed into YouTube, you can use YouTube comments as well.
What is the one thing that Fraser tells us to do before we come on air?
Phone's on airplane mode.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
You may have heard the table vibrate. Right. That's because Fraser's isn't. So please put that on flight mode. Yeah. Mine's over here, kept away with its booster power pack. Is it on there. I bet it's not on airplane mode.
I
bet it is on airplane mode.
You're not allowed to. Oh my goodness! Is yours, Michael? Mode. Oh, Michael's got an iPhone. Yes. That's also major. Oh my goodness! It is. That is major news here in the radio crew that we have, because Michael has always been known to have the worst phones. And literally the worst phones.
The worst sense of knowledge about tech. Which leads me nicely onto this point here, because we were setting them up and he was so impressed by the GoPro camera that we're currently broadcasting with now in front of us.
Is this a camera and it shoots video? Yeah.
Oh, no. He said, his words were, "Oh, it's a camera. Wow, isn't it small? Does he do video?"
Yeah, that's why we've got it.
It just looks like a toy.
It does. No, that
and his other
true.
Question, which you missed because you were upstairs doing something or other, he was impressed by the fact that the Mac hasn't got a box next to it.
Really?
Because he just thought that is a monitor, and he was thinking,
that's the whole deal.
I don't understand how it works.
I'm pretty excited actually, because I'm getting a MacBook next month.
MacBook.
A MacBook. I'm getting one of them next month. So no longer, we'll be fully portable.
Next month?
Screaming kid is getting next month, the end of next month. Because I'm off to university in September. That's terrifying.
They'll have anybody these days, won't they?
Yeah, especially, art degrees. They will literally have everyone.
Michael arrived here a little bit earlier than usual, and he had tea with the Cottrells, which,
he did.
That's going back a bit.
Yeah, that was
Facebook,
the first podcast.
Tea with the Cottrells. Go and have a look at that. And it's the first time that we've done that in such a long time. Do you remember we used to have Michael round for tea weekly, and we would have radio show meetings?
Yeah, do you remember that, Michael?
It would take a full meeting to do 2 hours radio a week.
Yeah, and now we just go on.
Just turn up on a Sunday and straight in.
Yeah, and bash it out.
But we were doing a meeting because we've got an exciting opportunity coming up soon, and an event which we're all really looking forward to. We will be doing... Would you like to tell them, Michael, actually?
Yeah, go on, go crazy, Michael.
This is your moment.
This is my moment.
Sing it, go on.
I don't like that song.
Okay.
I don't like her either. Anyway, yes, we're doing a charity bike ride over the weekend, August the 9th to the 10th, around the Cheshire Ring towpath.
Are you sure they are the correct dates?
Okay, let's explain.
Well, I wasn't until earlier, but I am now.
So we were putting all the things together for the for the bike ride, and we had a little meeting. Obviously, the first thing that you need to figure out is the date. When are you going to do it? We thought we did figure out the date. Michael was saying to everyone, it's the 2nd of August. Gareth, however, was telling everyone it's the second week in August. So Gareth had one date, he was telling everyone one date, Michael was telling everyone the other, and then we finally found out that Gareth was the wrong date. But in the end, we had to change it to that date anyway.
There was some breakdown here, because...
What it was is you're always too busy on your phone, so when someone does tell you something like... It's the 2nd of August. You go, second week of August.
No, I'm afraid I'm not having that, because I knew that I'm at a wedding on the first weekend of August, and I know that I've got a gig. I'm not in a band, don't worry, again, on the 3rd weekend of August. So I knew that I could do it because it was the second week, and then you said that it's not.
I know. But I'm right, you're wrong, son. But we've changed it, so it doesn't matter.
It's sorted now, but it is a 100-mile round trip, isn't it?
About 98.
And we're doing something called the Cheshire Ring, which also opened up a can of worms, picking a word that people need to text in order to donate to the cause. We had, what was it? Ring Sting,
Yeah,
We had
I've got
the other
loads.
one, Dirt Ring, because it's
My
a dirt
favourite.
path. And what was the other ones that
I
we
don't
had?
know, but what did we
Broken
settle
Ring.
on? What did we settle on?
We settled. Can't remember now. What was it?
I don't know. I haven't got my notes with me, so.
Was it? It's on here somewhere, I think.
I can't remember what we settled on.
I think
It's on
we
my iPad.
settled on.
Was it?
This is how you can
Path 66.
Path 66. That's it. So if you do want to donate, just text the word path and then the numbers 66, followed by the amount you want to donate. You can donate anything up to £10, and send that text to 770, and then that's donated straight to the cause that we're doing. It's all for Willowwood Hospice, which is a local cancer hospice here in Tameside. Great cause, and well, I'm not doing it. I'm going to be filming it instead, which to me seems like a harder task.
Must be joking.
Well,
mate.
no.
got out of
Okay.
it.
Okay, so the original idea was to bike it and also film it. So have all our gear on our backs and everything. That was going to be far too much. So now we're just getting dropped off at certain bits and then going to film it. But we have to. I'm going to have to be running after you, filming you.
In a car.
No, well, not
Running after us in a car.
Yeah, that's how it works. One of those cars that are Bugsy Malone. You have to power it by your feet. Well, yeah, so we're back, episode 10. That's mental.
Double figures.
That is
I'm impressed
mental.
that we have actually kept it up this long, because our biggest problem is we start something and never really finish it or see it through.
Yeah, talking about things that I'm going to start and probably never finish is I want
University?
to open. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I want to open a review website because I've always wanted to, and I've started doing these cinema reviews in the local paper and stuff, and it's just really good fun. I enjoy it. I have a lot of friends that do a lot of journalism and writing and stuff.
That's a lie.
So no, I do. Well, I don't have a lot of
The whole
friends.
friends bit.
Acquaintances, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. I want to, but it's a lot of money. I can't be bothered. That
a
is
lot of
the end
money.
of it.
No, it's what is it? £60 to build a website on that firm that we use.
I don't have £60.
Michael will buy it for you.
Yeah, come on, Michael, you buy it. You bought a bike, didn't you, Michael?
Yes.
Tell me the interesting
Yes.
story.
Well, I was going to the local charity shop to drop some old clothes off and stuff from the grandchildren. I was walking past, a bike. That looks good. That's just about my size, small and lightweight. And I bought it.
How much?
£45.
That's pretty
bad,
good,
is it,
and
that?
it's a pretty nice bike as well.
And it's for a good cause.
That is true. Well,
And the riders as well.
yeah, the ride's for a good cause. The bike isn't.
It is, because the money went to the animal charity.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, the animal charity, do they have a charity shop? Everyone has a charity shop now. My
We haven't.
girlfriend is now volunteering in a charity shop starting on Friday. I can't wait. I'm going to go in.
Oh, that's really good, that, though.
It's basically because you can't get a job. That's the main crux of it. But, I mean, I can't wait to go in. Hi! Oh, bless, all right. The woman that runs it. No.
Breasts.
The woman that runs the shop and stuff said to her, she went, now if you come in on Friday, we'll show you how to dress the window.
That's amazing.
They must put so much effort
They do.
into dressing
So they have
windows.
dummies in that
and,
shop
like-
then?
Yeah, you're
he'll be
in there a lot, aren't you?
One thing which has never changed with charity shops, and I saw this on Sunday, me and Sam taking the dog on a walk,
There's no way to talk about your
Taking a dog to a
your
charity shop.
girlfriend.
and we were walking past a charity shop that was closed up. Now, most shops, as they close, you think, right, I'll just bring my stuff another day. But people leave all the items outside charity shops. Have you seen this happen recently?
I have. I was walking past a charity shop the other day and somebody left a tramp in the doorway.
And there was
Have you
all
heard?
these things piled up, which a person's thought, right, charity shop. So rather than come back another day, they've just left them
Just
there.
leave them there.
Maybe they were busy.
Have you heard about the spikes that
Oh, yes.
the homeless
Yeah.
have been? I'll try and get this on the stream for those who haven't seen it. Hey, I can do this now. I can do this, and also soon as well, we're going to be demoting me doing all this. We're going to get someone else to do all the stream stuff as well. So I don't even need to
Someone
do anything.
else? Who?
Yeah, I'm going to get Nick to do it. I'm going to.
Really?
I haven't told him about this. If he's watching, sorry.
He won't be.
But No, he subscribed the other day.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so you never know. Maybe we've hit the big time. Maybe Nick Beddoes is actually watching. But yeah, so Gareth, you talk about these spikes for people that don't know, and I'll find the video.
The problem was that homelessness around this country, there's different types of people. There's those who see a homeless person and will help, will give them money, will give them food. Then there's the other people who actually have that silly attitude of it's their own fault. And one company who decided that they would have that attitude, they actually put spikes just around the door and in the alleyway so that homeless people couldn't take shelter there.
That's mean.
Michael, have you ever thought of being an MP? Because you would be great. All these things. So, Michael,
That's mean.
Yeah, because you've got about 8 bars in the House of Commons.
We've got problems with the country's finances. That's a shame.
Anyway, what we're going to do about it, Ant?
So these spikes, so what about normal people, when I say customers who go into the shop, don't they trip over them?
No, it's if you had a doorway which had sort of, how do you explain it?
A covered doorway.
A covered doorway which a homeless person could maybe sleep in. Maybe a gap in between doors or a gap in between a wall. Some sort of small alleyway space. What they've been doing is putting these spikes in the concrete so that homeless people can't sleep there.
Right. So they're permanent.
Yeah, it's almost metal spikes cemented in.
That doesn't sound safe for anybody wishing to enter the shop.
I just hope that the actual owner of these things trips up and he falls on them head first.
Gets impaled.
There we go. It's on the stream after ages. Sorry about me dragging it around and stuff, but there we go. They're the spikes there. I mean, they're the ones.
Can you zoom in a bit? I can't see.
They're the ones in China. These are under like a big alleyway. They're just concrete spikes, just made there, just so that people can't sleep there. That's really mean.
Could you not?
It isn't nice, is it?
Could you not just do a reversal on this? And any homeless charities provide homeless people with boards.
Well, this
or
is
planks of wood.
This is what I'm going to tell you about now. Is that a group of people decided, you know what, we're not having that. And because in London, the ones that they put in the thing were they were metal ones. Okay, so all these people did was just came with a load of concrete and just put the concrete over them.
That's brilliant.
What,
Job
homeless
done.
people just happen to have concrete lying around?
No, not homeless people, but a homeless charity.
Oh, right.
A homeless charity.
I am hungry, but at least I've got a cement mixer.
Yes, that's
I think that is really... Is that sort of mentality which nowadays seems to have really hit this world. It's where if a person's suffering or a person's having a hard time, rather than actually get to the core of the problem and help them, what they do is just out of sight, out of mind and think, right, well, as long as they aren't here being homeless, that's fine. And that is really, really wrong. And in fact, on air, I interviewed 3 friends of mine who were for 5 days living rough just to experience it and to raise money for a charity. And we were talking about this on air, and we all agreed that it's disgusting. And actually, what the local councils and government should do is just simply not allow it, because there's so many daft regulations around which says that if you're wearing trousers made of cardboard, you aren't allowed near fires. Well, obviously, but what they need to do,
probably a good law. Actually,
what they need to do is to crack down on these companies who are doing that and fine them and say, right, they have to move now, and if they aren't moved by next week, we will close your premises down till they are moved. That is what I would do if I was ever in government.
I don't know. I think the issue. I mean, I never give money to homeless people because I'm not sure whether they are homeless. Because there's a guy in Manchester.
Normally, the dog and the clothes is a dead giveaway.
No, because there's a guy in Manchester.
Have you seen the people around here?
There's a guy which is which like begs in Manchester. He has Reebok Classics on, like new ones, like the new Reebok Classics.
Maybe.
And I'm like, where did you get them from?
Maybe a person walking past gave them to him.
Well, yeah, maybe, but he's also got a flute. Where did he get the flute from? They cost quite a lot of money. This is what I'm saying.
Maybe he's very good at begging.
Well, yeah, maybe. No, but if there was a way that I could tell, you know what, you are genuinely homeless, and you're not just trying to scam us. Yeah, I'd give you money, and I'm sure there are a lot out there which are, actually homeless.
If it happens again, just say I'm sorry. I don't give out on the street. I donate regularly to shelter.
No, because I'm not just saying that unless I do it. But
why?
Because that's mean, isn't it? But
so he's not giving him anything.
Okay, no, but there's this one guy in Manchester. I can't remember what he looks like.
Is this the flautist for the trainers?
No, he always hangs around. He always hangs around near Krispy Kremes in Manchester. Really expensive donut shop. Okay, and I went in there once. Okay, and I went and got a donut, and these donuts are like £2 each.
Right.
Okay,
how much?
And I went in there, and as I was going in, he went, spare some change for the poor. And I went, no, sorry. And then as I walked into Krispy Kreme's, he went, yeah, well, you got enough money for a bloody donut, haven't you?
You should have saved.
Well, that's just mean, isn't it?
You should have saved in the hole in the middle.
Don't say. Do you know how they put the holes in the middle of donuts?
I'd have said, look, I can't buy you food, I can't buy you clothes, but one thing I can buy is a nice cloth to polish your flute.
He does have a flute, actually. I've seen him play it.
You see, but that must be the most random item. In fact, it would be a really interesting interview, this, asking a homeless person, what's the most random items that you've been given? Because if a person approached and says, yeah, mate, have some have some trainers and a flute.
I'd jump at the chance.
Well, okay, trainers I can at least use, but a flute. I mean, all I could now have that for is a big straw.
But hang on a second.
If I had a drink, but I haven't because I'm homeless.
No, because even if you did, it would come out of little holes, wouldn't it? No, but where did they go? Did they go to the shoe shop and then go to the music shop? Why would he give them a flute and a pair of Reebok Classics at the same time?
All sports Dawson's.
They were next to each other. So that's just how he did it. Why would he do that? Okay, anyway. So, Michael, you haven't heard this. So Gareth, if you didn't know, Gareth's on the radio every morning with the breakfast show.
Is he?
And yeah, apparently he is, yeah. So, and he's never sworn on the radio. Like none of that. I mean,
That's a load of... Anyway.
But... I nearly have, but I've stopped myself. But I think every broadcaster has at some point, I think. But Gareth this morning made a little bit of a mistake. So I'm going to play this, Michael, and then we're going to carry on talking about what they called radio fails in the business. So this was Gareth's opening link, if I can find it. Hold on.
This is cringeworthy, this.
Where is it? Here we go.
This morning it happened, by the way.
This morning, this was his opening link. Ready? Got to turn it up.
And now it's time that we did the Big Breakfast Show. We're here till 11 o'clock, bringing you...
Amazing.
That was it.
Absolutely
11 o'clock.
Incredible.
I don't know what...
11 o'clock.
Normally, I'm so focused, and I don't know what happened, but... That just came out, and and rather than me sort of laugh about it. Oh, okay. And now it's time that we did the Big Breakfast Show. We're here till 11 o'clock, bringing you...
It's not that bad, is it?
The best bit is how you go, it's 11 o'clock, how he just tries to as if no one's noticed. No one's noticed I've just said cock on the radio.
And there is loads of them, isn't there?
There is.
Did you get any complaints?
No.
Well, that's all right.
That's fine then, yeah.
So, there's this website called Radio Fail. The address is radiofail.wordpress.com. But hang on, I'm about to sneeze.
Okay. Got such a loud sneeze, isn't he?
Michael's coughing.
No. A sneeze, a cough, anything. Oh, blimey. Anything else here happening?
Yeah, I can.
No.
Let one out my rear end as well, everyone. A
sneeze out of your rear end?
That's what it
or
is,
a cough
really?
out of your rear end?
So
how would it be different?
This website called Radio Fail. They basically, people send them radio fails. Now, some of these are amazing. Here's the first one. No, hang on, I pressed the wrong button. Here we go.
Tell us the story about the stick in your knickers.
Oh,
Weird
yeah.
enough already,
That was
yeah?
terrible, that was. Do you know, I was broken in by a stick. We were all sitting down in the field playing, and this little boy poked me with a stick up my minge. Oh, it did hurt.
Oh, it did incredible. Oh my goodness.
What great
Every
radio.
time. And here's another one. So this is obviously from a bit of an urban, a bit of a down with the kids station, I think, this one. Here we go.
Computer screen.
Yes.
Is it the mucky version?
Yes, of course it is.
Are you ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Everybody get up.
Hey! Right, do me a favour. Whack up your radios. Come on, really.
Wank up your radios, everyone. So there are absolutely loads of these. I don't know whether I should I play. Let's play this one. If it is really dirty, I don't know what we'll do. But here we
Song
go.
choice.
Capital.
Oh, it's Capital. That's where that one was from. Okay, here's Song Choice Fail. It's called. Maybe.
Police investigating how a woman suffered serious burns during an incident in the northwest this afternoon. 2:10 p.m. Police and paramedics called to a home at Rouse Hill on Greensborough Avenue. They found a woman in her 30s with burns. She's been airlifted to hospital in a serious condition. Her husband, also aged in his 30s,
This is very long, this one.
with minor burns. And he suffered those burns while attempting to help his wife. There's no
Awful
detail
newsreader.
on why they were burned or what burned them.
Fire, I
Police
think.
from the Hills Area Command have established a crime scene, and then they're in the early stages of determining the exact circumstances surrounding that incident. Now,
This girl is on fire.
Oh no! He's the most laid-back newsreader I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my goodness, that was awful. Now this one had me in fits.
Oh, this one's a good
is a
one.
really good one. Hopefully, if it plays.
The SBU Security Service. The US President of Osama bin Laden. Barack
Osama bin Laden. Incredible. If you want to check out any of those yourself at home, it's radiofail.wordpress.com. Incredible stuff. Oh my goodness. But you know what? I kind of feel sorry for him because I've done that before, and you come off after the link and you just like... Well, that was awful. But the worst ones are the song ones like that, because the chances are he didn't pick that song to go on next. So he didn't look and just went, this girl is on
He'd
fire.
have known, he'd have seen on a big screen what was playing next, and really should have checked that and known.
Well, that is true. But you know what? I don't ever pay attention, so I will probably make one of these mistakes at some point.
On the topic of mistakes, were you aware that Bruno Mars is so very small? And I've got a picture to show this, but I knew that he was small, but I didn't know that he was actually as small as when a photograph was taken last year of him next to Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is the normal female size. She isn't tall, she isn't short, she's about 5'10".
Put it on Dropbox as well.
This is them at the award ceremony.
He's a dwarf.
Have you seen that? Look.
No way.
He is a dwarf.
That's trick photography.
He literally must be like a hobbit.
Can I see that again?
That's incredible, isn't it? Although, no, saying that, Taylor Swift is really tall.
Is she?
Yeah, she is really tall. I've heard this.
That's the
Google their...
Can the camera see this?
No, probably
not.
No,
Can you know?
no, definitely not. Hang on, I'll have a little Google. Yeah, Google now Taylor Swift height, because I think she is really tall.
I was just thinking he couldn't really catch a grenade because his hands aren't big enough.
Right. I'd catch you a grenade. Oh, it's that man. Oh, damn it. I wouldn't be a very good song, would it, actually? Though?
Taylor Swift height, according to this here, she is 1.78.
How tall is
Would that be meet? Is that really tall?
Same height as me.
Is it?
I'm 1.78.
Okay,
or
how tall's Bruno Mars?
5 feet 10 inches.
Right, so
1.78.
Bruno
That's
Mars.
not that tall.
No.
Bruno Mars is 1.65.
Oh, maybe it's just the perspective of the photo.
So
then.
that's
That can't be
only
true, that
13
photograph, can it?
Hang on, that's 4 inches smaller. So, wait, do you want to see what 4 inches looks like?
Get out, Michael.
Not much.
So have a look now,
What?
because chances are, if you're watching this, then you will be sat at a computer. Go and have a look. All you need to do is Taylor Swift and Bruno Mars, and there's so many of it which comes up on the images.
I think that it'll just be perspective. I think that, to be honest. I mean, surely he isn't that small.
Justin Bieber, 1.75.
How tall's that in feet?
I know, I don't get
He's only a
meters.
bit shorter than me.
Just a bit.
Let's have a look.
I'm only slightly richer.
Yeah, just a tad. Yeah, just a tad. So
Wait. Tom Cruise, 1.
Pardon?
Tom Cruise, 1.
1 metre.
Yeah.
we did this on my feature on the radio, didn't we? How tall are they anyway?
Yes.
How
Yeah.
tall is your home?
What?
Never mind.
Anyway, so my Mac went for repair last week, and it came back. I was like, thank goodness. They've basically replaced the entire insides of my computer. Other than the hard drive and the memory, everything has been replaced. Brought it home, started doing a little export on it, and shut off. Still broken. I don't understand. I mean, they said we performed every test under the sun on it, and it's working great.
Maybe you shouldn't have dropped it on the stairs.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, they always say
Maybe I
that,
shouldn't have
don't they?
jammed that screwdriver in the screen.
It
Or-
isn't just...
Maybe because they did tell you to keep it clean, you shouldn't have put it in the washing machine.
Yeah.
It isn't
well, we all
just...
know why you need to keep your little things clean, Michael,
well,
don't we?
we all know what's on your tablet.
Filthy.
Yeah.
Absolutely filthy.
Should we talk about fresh fish? Michael, explain.
Somebody knocked at the Cottrell household tonight, and I wasn't lucky enough to answer the door. But Fraser did, and unfortunately, the salesperson wasn't very clear.
Yeah, okay. This guy had a lisp, and he was selling fish.
A lisp? Or a lisp?
lisp.
All right.
And he was selling fish. And sadly, very unfortunately, his lisp was rather bad on the F words, basically. So when he came and said fresh fish, should we say, he said, fresh fish. So I was a bit like... What's he saying? And what actually came out of my mouth was, what's that? And then he went, fresh fish. And I went, what's that? And then these two were in fits in the living room.
I actually understood him.
I heard him say, hello, fresh fish. And then he answered, what's that?
I didn't know, but it just made me just sound really stupid, didn't it, really? I mean...
Right, so what's new?
Yeah, what is new? Have we had any little messages or
He's turning into a seal.
Seals like fresh fish.
Are all Alex's family away? Because that's all the messages we got last week was all
I'm
Alex's
just having
family.
a look here at what we've got. Oh, actually,
This girl is on fire.
one's arrived here,
Fire.
which says, can you tell Michael to give us a wave?
That's nice.
That was a creepy face.
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah, there we go. Michael's mum's watching everyone. We what, half an hour into... This is nice now because we have a little clock, which we haven't had before. We had it last week, but we can now tell how long we've been doing it. Which is
Getting
quite
even
nice.
more professional every week,
Even more professional.
if that's possible.
Even more computers around me every week as well, it's pretty nuts. I was watching this television show the other day about London property and why it's so expensive, and there's this house in London which is the size of a snooker table. Okay.
It's not even big enough for a bed.
It's the size of a snooker table.
A full-size snooker table.
Listen, it's £500,000.
That's not
That's real. It was on the
It
TV
isn't-
show. They filmed it. They could fit 2 people in it.
It's not a right.
Is it
I'm not gonna look at
Mayfair?
this.
It's somewhere like that. But I mean, there's
What is it? Smallest house in
London. Smallest, most expensive house in London. There's also. There was also this blog post about the houses that you can get in the northwest compared to, like price-wise, compared to what you can get in London. Okay, there was a house which is like a 2-bedroom house for £1 million in London. All right. Here in the north, you can buy a castle in Uppermill, like an actual castle. I'm not kidding you, like a fully kitted out castle.
It's 99 inches wide, and if you'd like to know what 99 inches is like, then
then
I'll show you.
Then what? Come on, what are you gonna?
Michael has brought his meter stick.
Oh, good. Okay.
99 inches. That's just over 8 feet.
My goodness.
99 inches, but the bitch ain't one, as the song goes.
But yeah, hilarious.
Well, you know.
Yeah, that is incredible. So your fiance's got a job.
Oh yes,
That's exciting. Isn't it?
I would like to say that she'll be watching and she'll be doing this and all that, but she isn't watching, and that's because she's currently celebrating. She's got a job, a midwife at
quite
Liverpool's
Women's Hospital.
male hospital.
Oh, good. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
because men give birth all the time, don't they?
Well, all the time they're always popping them out.
So-
They're always popping some out. And
Very, very proud of her. And yeah, thanks.
well, that's great. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, it was mental. You know, the property, the price of property over there is mental. But they were saying the reason why is because the Chinese are just coming over and just buying them.
Oh, they're always doing that, aren't they?
No, don't insult another.
No, I'm not doing
group of
no,
people,
but
please. We've already had
normally-
Bruno Mars the dwarf on.
Michael
No,
visits them.
but where do you go?
Philippines.
Is that
Not China.
No,
Yeah.
no.
But
Yeah,
I thought you couldn't own a property in this country unless you had a British passport.
Is that true?
I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
Apparently not, because
can't be true,
they're
can
basically
it?
coming over, buying property and all these
Or maybe you can't get a mortgage, can you?
Yeah, maybe it's that. Yeah, because
So if
they're
you buy
buying
it- you
it
buy
up
for
front in
cash,
cash. Yeah, they're buying
I've
it up front in
never
cash.
bought a house, but if you do you have to provide a passport?
Oh yeah.
Do you?
Definitely if you're getting a mortgage.
I don't think you need to if it's in cash.
Do you know
So
what really
I-
annoys me about buying a house? You can go and buy a house and your solicitors cost, and they do this search, don't they? Like if there are any water courses nearby, or they do a mining search, make sure you're not built on a mine shaft, so there's a possibility of collapse or subsidence.
Right.
But if you sell that house 2 years later, the person buying the house still has to go through the old search for the
Same
mines,
thing
even
again.
though even though it's already been done.
No.
Rip
No
off.
way.
Rip off.
And you have to pay for that as well.
Oh yeah, through the nose.
Blimey, no way. Yeah, so basically the Chinese
Got
are
it all
coming
to
over
come.
to London and they're just buying all this property, and they were saying there's this one tower block, okay, which is due to be finished built in 4 years, and they've sold out. All the properties are gone. It isn't even built. Literally, all they've done is just knock down the area now.
And is it just a block of Chinese people then?
Well, no, because they don't live in them.
It will be.
That's the thing. They
Oh,
don't
I
live in
see.
them. They just use it as like an investment. They go away, and then when the prices go back up, they sell it for profit.
Well, I never.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But because they've got the money, I mean. Up here in the north, you can buy an 8-bedroom house for a tenner. So
The Chinese got all that money, but I'm sure they've spent it on putting studs underneath underpasses to keep it open.
that is
Stop them
true.
sleeping there.
Yeah, because then they have to go and buy a house.
Yeah.
So
I saw a person do something which I've not seen a person do in so many years, and they stood a pencil behind their ear. And I've not seen anybody do that, where they were there drawing, and then they went, just a minute, and rather than just put the pencil down on the table and walk off, they put it behind their ear.
it's because no one writes anymore. You can't exactly store an iPad behind your ear.
It's
can
an
you?
old builder's trick or woodworker's trick.
But
'Cause
why
they work
behind
in-
the ear?
Because if you're not... Say you're a joiner and you're putting a door frame in,
Yeah.
wooden door frame, obviously.
You can just go,
You've no bench, have you? You've just got your tools, so where do you put your pencil?
On the floor,
Oh, you don't have to keep bending
in
down.
your pocket.
Well, if you haven't got any pockets.
No, because even then you're still going to have to move. Whereas there, it's just like pow.
Yeah.
You see, no,
Behind the ear.
Whammy.
Every good woodwork teacher or carpenter would have a little pocket here with different
That
types
is
of pencils
true.
there. You see, none of them have just one pencil. They have a 2D, a 2B.
Yeah,
they have
you've
them
got
all
all
in
the
there.
Yes.
Have you ever tried... The Vincent van Gogh tried that with his paintbrush. Oh, sorry, no.
It always just fell out, and I don't know why. It was really weird.
Never put a lit
What
cigarette
did?
behind your ear either. Forget about it.
Oh my goodness! Can you imagine that?
Another thing as well, just before we go, I had an interesting tweet, and you can check this, I'm not lying. I was tweeting Keith Lemon.
Yeah, I saw this.
2.odd million followers he's got, and I was watching a film or a trailer for a film, and it's all about the bloke who killed John Lennon. A happy topic, and this character looked just like Keith Lemon, so I sent a photograph on Twitter to him, and he replied. And then I sent a reply to that,
Plane's
and then
going
he
over.
answered that as well.
Hey, the phone hasn't rung.
No, it's not. Oh,
Can you hear that
what's
plane?
going on? Wow.
Plane's going overhead.
Could we at some point, do you think, do the podcast outside?
No, because it's too much bother. That's why.
Why is it?
You have to scare those kids away first.
Oh,
you'd be good at that,
absolute
Michael.
faff.
I'll do
It'd be
that,
an
yeah.
Absolute faff. Truly would be.
Oh, I'll tell you something that we haven't done.
Go on.
Well, we are planning this charity bike ride, aren't we? And obviously, refreshments may well be necessary. And the bike ride sets off in Ashton. So, Fraser, if I was in the Ashton area, Ashton-under-Lyne and not Makerfield, and if I fancied a refreshing beverage, where could I go?
You could probably go to Tesco's because it's across the road. So
There's no Tesco's in Ashton.
There's an Asda though. So no, but of course.
And a Lidl.
You know where you want to be going? Coffee Underlined in Ashton-under-Lyne
Right.
for great tasting coffee for reasonable prices.
Is there any chance that you could maybe set me up and I'll plug the coffee shop?
So I'm walking down a busy street.
Right.
All right. Well, it's really busy. In fact,
Get a
it's-
coffee.
In fact, it's Ashton-under-Lyne. And
Right.
I'm walking there, I'm having it. What's? Oh, I've got a sudden thirst on me. I think I've had a bit too much salt. So, because I had a very salty McDonald's.
Right.
So I'm thinking, I really need a drink. But where could I go, Gareth?
Well, if you had have bought a Big Mac meal, you would already have one next to you.
Yeah, but I use that.
Right.
I'm still thirsty, but I'd
You
like
use
a
it on
warm. my thirst. But I'm thirsty again now. Look, that was like an hour ago.
Okay, right.
Time has passed now, and now I need a warm beverage.
Well, sometimes shops such as that offer a free
I don't
refilling
want their,
service.
I don't want their coffee. I want a pound latte, which top-notch coffee, from some foreign place which tastes really good.
Right.
Where could I go, Gaz?
Well, rumour has it that a coffee shop has just opened up in Ashton-under-Lyne. I'll just
Really?
check
What's
the
it
details.
called?
It's a pound. And it's called Coffee Underline. It's just opened up now, so why don't you go away
I'm
to there?
gonna pop down there and get myself a lovely latte, maybe even a cappuccino.
What? Sorry?
What happens if you like the
A little
coffee so
stroke.
much and you think, I wish I could have that at home?
Well, you can't.
Well, you can do because they do 200 grams of any coffee you want for £4, ground or just the beans. Thanks for the setup, Michael. That was nice, that.
What happens if
Okay.
I don't want to drink it on the premises, I don't want to take it away, I don't want to
It's a reasonable...
have the coffee beans grinded up.
Yeah.
You all right there?
No.
Why?
What's up, Michael?
Nothing, just carry on.
Go on.
I want to just consume it somewhere in the street.
Well, you know what? Tea's probably the best thing for you. But you know what? You can whack it in a cup and have a little bit,
I'm
Just drink it as
allergic
you
to
go.
cups.
With the lid on?
That's the
Well,
problem.
you can pour it in your hands.
Could I not get a big long straw
You
from the
could
shop
do.
outside?
Have you ever done that with McDonald's straws, where you tuck them into each other and then you sit across McDonald's slurping on someone else's
You'd
drink?
have to be really good at sucking.
I'm a pretty good sucker, Michael.
Right.
Yeah, I've got a pretty powerful suck.
Much practice?
A lot of practice, all the time. In fact, mostly in Coffee Underlined.
Right.
Out of straws, drinking the coffee in straws.
Right.
No connection, yeah, pretty, how's your tooth?
Thanks, how's yours?
Because last week you were talking about your
right,
tooth.
okay. Well, it's gone an odd yellow colour now.
I know, I can see it's pretty weird.
I'll
But
have to come out, that.
I will be having the proper one installed on Thursday, which will be completely white. I hope so. One thing that I'm really cautious about is that, obviously he's a professional, he's an expert, but he had to match the colours up with these little teeth he had, these plastic teeth.
Gillette's
and they're
colour chart.
different- Well. Yes, that is it. And it was different types of white, and he was there matching them up, and he had to ask the helper that they always have, who has that blower that sucks all the stuff out of your mouth. Yeah. What sort of job's that? Who on earth goes,
That isn't
"I
her
love the
only
straw"?
job.
No, it is her only
No,
job.
it's not her only job. She writes down all the notes, because you always hear them, don't you? 3B.
It's basically
8D.
It's basically a fancy receptionist who has a miniature Hoover.
Oh my!
That's
You
all
just
it
upset
is.
a lot of dental assistants.
I'm only joking.
Yeah.
And
It's funny that
I am
because-
there
because
on Thursday, so
Michael-
I'd best be nice.
Michael sometimes does use that little sucker on something else other than his mouth.
It's carpet.
He does, yeah. Uses a little bit of a liquid Hoover.
So I will have a proper one installed on Thursday, which will be white.
You hope.
I hope. Well, if it's not, then it'll be going back.
Yeah.
Actually, how would you take a tooth back?
Put it in the post.
Can't we bribe his dentist to put a pink one in or something?
Imagine that.
A black one.
That would look amazing.
And you see right the way through it.
Oh, that would be weird. Oh, like a see-through one.
There was a point when he'd drilled away my normal tooth, and there was
Feel
just
it.
a gap
Ah,
there.
that'd be
And
weird.
I looked in the mirror, and all I could see is this dark hole on my front
That's
tooth. And then
weird.
panic hit you, because if it's any other tooth, you can sort of like disguise it or
You can't
cover
see
up.
it most of
But
the time,
on
can
the
you?
front tooth, it was so prominent, and I've got quite big front teeth. Yeah, you see
It's
that?
it's the only big thing he does have.
It's like
Well,
Shergar.
hey!
Feet as well.
Oh, okay.
It's like
And hands.
Shergar.
And ego.
He's got a pretty big ego, yeah. So remember, if you are watching on YouTube right now, make sure that you hit subscribe, because then next week you'll be alerted right away when we're live. And if you're listening on iTunes, you've just found us, make sure that you hit subscribe as well. But it is time for us to go now.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. Remember, like all our Facebook stuff, facebook.com/Cottrellcast, Twitter.
One more thing.
.com/Cottrellcast.
We won't be alone next week, because we have got promotional stuff.
Yeah, that is coming next week, so make sure you tune in next week on the live one, because that's where it'll benefit the most, probably.
And we have to say hi to Alan and the team at Focus Signs, because they've very happily produced us these banners.
Yeah,
I wanted 2 of them. Is there 2 of them?
I don't know, but we'll be talking more about that next week, Gareth.
When they're here.
Don't peek too soon. Don't peek too
I
soon.
won't
But
be peeking
it's
at
time
all.
for us to go. So thanks very much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Make sure to subscribe and follow and all that jazz. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye now. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.